that we raided last August 1, 2023 in Pasay. Likewise, the case against Sun Valley Corporation has now been submitted and awaiting decision by the court in Angeles City. And now we have also submitted a civil forfeiture petition for smart web technology also in Pasay. Then we are now in the stage of preliminary investigation submitted for resolution for Lucky South 99, or the case involving Cassandra Leong and the former presidential spokesperson Herminio Are Roque, and other cases involving Alice Leal Guo includes the following: the petition for the cancellation of her birth certificate by the Office of the Solicitor General. Likewise, a case against Alice Leal Guo for material representation filed by the Commission on Elections for running as a Filipino despite the fact that her birth certificate is of spurious nature. Other cases are also ongoing, and we still have a few more that are awaiting a resolution before the Department of Justice. And you may have known that we have raided another POGO run by South Korean nationals last 2 nights ago in Pasay City. They were hiding in a basement in that particular hotel. So we're developing a series of cases against these individuals, against most likely the corporation as well, and most likely also the owners of the hotel for allowing the operation of an illegal POGO under their territory, under their hotel, so to speak. And lastly, allow me to update the body in relation to the foreign nationals that were deported in relation to PAOCC-led and supported operation. As of December 2024, we have already deported 2,121. Let me qualify. These 2,121 deportees are only for those operations that were led and supported by the Commission. This does not include those who have voluntarily left the country as of December 31, 2024 in relation to the POGO ban. As of the moment, we still have in our PAO Custodial facility 337 foreign nationals awaiting deportation and or repatriation. They are awaiting such deportation and repatriation in as much as we are also waiting for their legal documents, primarily their one-way travel documents, passports, and or NBI clearances. Now, with regards to the properties that we have seized in relation to the POGOs that we have raided, medyo marami-rami ho. We already, unahin natin sa mga sasakyan, we have 134 seized vehicles from POGOs. These are all awaiting disposition by the court kung ano po ang kanilang magiging kahinatnan. And we also have several properties that are under various stage of civil forfeiture. We have one SA Rivendell Corporation, sa Pasay po ito. Smart Web Technology Incorporated, sa Pasay din po. Sunyo One, otherwise known as Baofu. Taian Clinic and Laboratory, also in Pasay. Lucky South 99 in Porac. Tourist Garden Hotel in, this is Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. So, these are just some of the statistics and figures in relation to our fight against POGO.
Ms. Dana?
Magandang umaga po sa ating mga kaibigan from media and sa lahat ng mga nanunood at nakikinig dito sa programang ito. Sa ngalan po ni BI Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado, good morning to all. So ngayong umaga, we will be updating the media about the efforts of the Bureau of Immigration on combating human trafficking and as well as the illegal POGO operations here in the Philippines. Two-tier yan, nakikita natin that they are not just conducting illegal POGO, there's also a human trafficking aspect dito sa pagdadala nila at sa pilitan nilang pagtatrabaho dun sa ilang mga empleyado po ng POGO. ASEC, may I show the presentation? So, Just a brief backgrounder doon sa ating fight against illegal POGO workers here in the country. Nagsimula po ito lalong-lalo nung inanunsyo po ng ating Pangulo noong July 2024 ang pagban ng POGO operation sa bansa. So as an effect, na binigyan sila ng until end of 2024 to cease operations. As a consequence, lahat po ng foreign workers under POGOs were required to downgrade their visas and leave the country before the end of the year. Next slide po, please. There. Next slide. Prior to December 31, 2024, ang deadline po ng mga POGO workers to voluntarily leave the country, downgrade their visas and leave the country. Nagbuo ang Bureau of Immigration ng isang task force na siya pong nag-ensure ng compliance ng mga POGO workers as well as monitoring ng mga foreign POGO workers. Binigyan po sila until December 31 para mag-file po ng downgrading ng kanilang visa. Ang ibig sabihin po ng downgrading, yung kanila pong working visa are being converted back to the original status, which is a tourist visa, and to leave the country by the end of December 31. The BI together with PAGCOR ay minit po ang mga POGO company representatives upang malaman nila at maipaalala sa kanila na kinakailangan nilang at may responsibilidad sila na ipa-downgrade ang visas ng kanilang mga foreign workers. So hindi natin masasabi that they were not informed. They were given ample time upang mag-downgrade ng kanilang visas at lumabas po ng bansa. So nag-develop din po tayo ng electronic system upang ma-monitor yung compliance natin at movement ng mga POGO workers. So some issues faced during this phase before the end of the year. Yung ilan po sa mga kumpanya ng mga POGO na ito ay umamin na nag-antay sila up to the last minute hoping for a reversal of the policy, for a change of heart of the national government. Ngunit firm po ang ating national government in its decision to ban online gaming in the country. Yung mga companies din po providing support services to POGO companies have also expressed that they should not be part of those to cease operations or mga empleyado nila to downgrade or leave the country. But malinaw po doon sa nilabas po ng PAGCOR na kasama po sila doon sa mga saklaw nitong pagsisis ng operations in relation to the POGO industry. So after the December 31 deadline, binigyan na sila ng ample time up until December 31. So dito na po magsa-start ang punitive action natin dun sa makukulit na hindi sumunod doon sa requirement na pag-downgrade at pag-alis po ng bansa. So meron po tayo yung slide natin, please. Next slide, please. After December 31, 2024, out of the 33,863 POGO workers in the PAGCOR list, yung mga nagtrabaho po sa mga POGO companies that are under PAGCOR, ay ang mga nag-downgrade po ng kanilang visas ay 24,779. Ang mga umalis naman po ng bansa doon sa numero na yon ay 22,609 at ang inaasahan natin na nanatili dito sa Pilipinas ay 11,254. Lahat po ng hindi nag-comply dito sa requirement na ito ay isinama na po sa derogatory records po natin at humaharap po sa deportation charges. Upon deportation, subjects are included na po in our blacklist. Hindi kagaya noong mga voluntaryo na umalis ng bansa. Hindi po sila blacklisted dahil sumunod po sila at compliant po sila from the start of their work here in the Philippines up until the end of their work here in the Philippines. So they are not blacklisted. But ngayon, yung mga hindi sumunod after the December 31 deadline are blacklisted. But we have to also clarify na hindi po kasama dito yung mga nagtatrabaho na to begin with sa mga illegal na POGO. So we're only talking about those who used to work in legal POGOs that were required to cease operations. Yung mga illegal po na POGO, Simula pa lang, for deportation yan and blacklisting. They were not given any kind of grace period or period to comply dahil illegal na po ang kanilang operations to begin with. So ang action natin on the remaining POGO workers, next slide po. Out of the 11,254 POGO workers, next please, top nationalities natin ay Vietnamese, Chinese, Indonesian, and Burmese. Next slide po. Around 60% po ng mga remaining POGO workers are male and the rest are female. As of February 19, meron na po tayong 314 foreign nationals. Starting po itong January hanggang February 19, today po, na excluded or denied entry dito sa Pilipinas after being suspected of entering the country for POGO work. So 314 na po yung napigilan natin sa mga palipara natin na nagtatangkang pumasok at mukhang related din sa illegal online gaming ang pagpunta nila dito. So in terms of arrest naman, beginning January 1, nag-initiate na po ang ating pamunuan ng intensified drive to locate, arrest, and expeditiously deport foreign POGO workers na nananatili dito sa Pilipinas. As of February 19, which is today, ang operations po natin na na-conduct, meron na po tayong 4 na major operations that were conducted together with partner agencies. Can we see the next slide, please? Next slide po. Next slide. Medyo malabo lang po. Next slide po. Merong ayan, mas malinaw. On January 8, meron po tayong operations in Parañaque which yielded to the arrest of 450 foreign nationals. January 15 in Silang Cavite, 29 foreign nationals. January 17 in Parañaque, 33 foreign nationals. And February 17 in Pasay City, 6 po na foreign nationals nung isang araw lang yan. Lahat po ng mga arrests na ito ay kasama po ang BI, kasama po natin ang PAOCC, NBI or PNP. It's a partnership po among law enforcement agencies dito sa pagtugis ng mga illegal online gambling workers dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi nakikita natin that it's really a problem. Nakikita natin na marami ito. Hindi ito kakayanin lang ng Bureau of Immigration and malaking bagay po yung tulong at cooperation ng law enforcement natin, lalong-lalo ng PAOCC which is our dear partner dito po sa paghanap at paghuli ng mga illegal foreign workers na ito. May mga challenges tayo na kinakaharap doon sa paghuli nitong mga POGO workers. Una po, yung ating holding facility which is located inside Camp Bagong Diwa in Bicutan, Taguig, has a capacity of only 100 individuals. Ngayon, kung nakita niyo yung slide kanina, 518 na yon. Sobra-sobra na po. So, malaking bagay po sa atin ang tulong ng ating partners. Ang PAOCC po, napakalaki ang naibigay na tulong sa atin in terms of housing, yung mga detainees natin, providing an area kung saan po sila temporarily held prior to deportation. Meron din po PNP at NBI na tumulong po sa atin dyan. Physical custody is with other agencies dito po sa mga raids na ito, but legal custody remains with the BI habang nag-undergo po sila ng deportation proceedings. So isa pa po sa challenge natin is the government allocation for meals of each ward is 70 pesos per head. So in most facilities po, the meals of these individuals or other needs po are shouldered by the arrested individuals themselves or by the agency with the physical custody, tumutulong din po sila, as well as their embassies. So the BI is already coordinated with local law enforcement agencies para po magkaroon tayo ng provision for a bigger holding area. I am not at liberty to divulge yet, pero meron po tayong ini-expect na bagong malaking holding facility for these foreign nationals. Siguro in the next few months, we would be able to finalize the arrangements for that. So let's go to trends. On POGO workers for 2025, ang nakikita po natin na trends ngayon, smaller groups na, hindi na po yung malalaking grupo na 1,000, thousands po, hundreds in one compound, but it is most of the POGO operations now, the illegal POGO operations, are in smaller groups. In gated communities like condominiums, residences, yung mga hindi po basta-basta napapasok ng tao, mukhang yun po ang tinatarget, yun ang nakukuha nating intelligence information, na yun ang tinatarget po ng mga operations nitong mga POGO workers. And lastly, another cause for concern for the Bureau of Immigration is that yung similar modus na ito, yung POGO-like operations, yung ilang mga kababayan natin na aresto, kung maalala natin, na ligtas rather dito sa Pilipinas after being part of similar operations here in the Philippines. Pero sila rin po ay nag-a-attempt na umalis ng bansa. Going to countries with POGO-like operations na meron po mga ganong uri. They are posing as BPOs, call centers, ire-recruit sila sa social media, sa Telegram app ang kanilang usapan kung paano yung arrangements. They are offered like the last one I saw was 50,000 pesos a month, free board and lodging, free meals, free travel. So ganda ng offer. But the truth is it's not real kasi pagdating doon, it's really a scam hub. So doble-doble layers yung pagkaka-victimize doon sa mga kababayan natin kasi sila po ay pinapunta doon, naloko, pero hindi pala totoo yung trabaho, hindi sapat yung sweldo sa kanila or hindi sila pinapasweldo. Sinasaktan sila kapag hindi nila nare-reach yung quota ng mga nai-scam, and at the same time they are being required to be part of the syndicate. Dahil doon, nahihirapan silang humingi ng tulong sa law enforcement ng bansang kung saan nandun sila kasi technically, miyembro na sila ng sindikato dahil kasama sila sa scammers at ang kanilang mga pasaporte ay kinukuha. Very, very similar to the operations na nakikita natin sa mga illegal POGOs here. So ang thinking natin, it's one big operation of meron tong mga sindikato talaga that are involved in this. Since we already banned it here in the Philippines, mukhang may mga similar activities that are happening in other countries already, other Asian countries. Kaya po yung ilang mga kababayan naman natin ang reverse. That's why we are trying to give out all the info about it kasi very rampant siya on social media. Kahit kayo po mismo i-search ninyo sa social media, ang dami pong mga POGO work, hiring abroad, mga ganun po na ang offer ay pagkagaganda pero hindi po totoo. It's really a scam hub. At ang modus nila is they would pretend to be a female, merong parang set kung saan merong kunwari nasa kwarto, nasa office, nasa sala, and they would talk to their victim on dating app. Join cryptocurrency to invest in cryptocurrency, tas mawawala sila. So similar yung modus dun sa nangyayari dito at sa nangyayari sa ibang bansa. So in 2024, ang na-record po natin na similar ang trabaho na pupuntahan, POGO-like operations abroad. 118 Filipinos po recruited to work in companies posing as BPOs but are actually scam hubs. Ang business model niyan parehas po sa mga POGOs dito sa Pilipinas. So next, let's move on po to the process of deportation for foreign workers. Bali, ang pinagdadaanan po ng foreign workers, once sila po ay matag as illegal alien, we arrest them, we kinocommit po natin sila. Physical custody is with the partner agency. A charge sheet is issued for the initiation of the deportation case. Paglabas po ng deportation order, ini-implement na po natin yan. Ang requirements lamang po for implementation ng deportation ay passport or travel document, NBI or court clearance kung may court case siya dito, and outbound ticket. Very simple and very easy, supposedly, to acquire. But there are challenges in the implementation of deportation orders. Ilan po sa mga common issues that we are encountering ay yung mga foreign nationals that are undocumented. So wala po silang pasaporte at wala po silang travel document. What is the implication of that? Ang mga foreign national po na ito ay kinakailangang pumunta or kinakailangang ikuha ng kanilang travel document sa kanilang embahada, and it takes a lot of time. Siguro yun na lang na masasabi natin to get that, because the usual process would be they would get the name, and then the name would be checked doon sa main country kung saan siya nanggaling, and the clearance to issue the passport. So it's a tedious process for the embassy, and we need that to be able to board a foreign individual or with the assistance of their embassies. NBI clearance and court clearances kung meron silang pending cases here in the Philippines. Kung mga fugitives ito, yung logistics of their escorts, or yun yung mga foreign police that would be coming here to the Philippines to escort the fugitive out of the country. And let me stress yung demanda-me scheme. I just needed to mention this kasi meron at meron pa rin nito yung nabanggit po ng ating butihing Secretary of Justice before na ginagamit ng ilang wards upang ma-prevent or ma-delay ang kanilang deportation from the Philippines. They would file cases, frivolous cases against themselves. So meron silang kakonsyaba na Pilipino, abogado that would file frivolous cases, like sometimes they would file estafa, they would file vowsy. Minsan there are cases before na vowsy case, nag-file ang asawa pero araw-araw bumibisita yung asawa, may dalang pagkain. So very obviously it's a made up case just to be able to delay the deportation. So, ang efforts natin to overcome these challenges, ang coordination natin ngayon with the embassies para expeditiously ma-issue nila, and in batches, ma-issue nila yung mga travel documents since maramihan po ito. Nag-request din po tayo ng assistance ng PAGCOR sa procurement ng tickets for deportees. And nag-coordinate na rin po tayo sa NBI for efforts to further streamline the issuance of clearances for deportees. Malaking tulong din po ang commitment ng Department of Justice na yung mga involved sa demanda scheme ay habulin po at makasuhan din, madisbar din, nabanggit po ng ating Secretary of Justice na madisbar yung mga abogado that are accepting these offers for the demanda-me. Kasi malaki po ang inaalok nila para lang hindi sila ma-deport dito. Nasa bandang dulo na po ako. Pasensya na kung medyo mahaba. Implemented deportation orders natin for 2025 as of date. A total of 120 have been deported out of the 518 arrested this year. So in 7 weeks, nakahuli na po ng 518. Nakapag-deport na po tayo ng 121. Kasi nagsimula po yung paghuli natin dito sa mga POGO workers na ito that used to be in legal POGOs here after the December 31 deadline. So 7 weeks lang, nakahuli na tayo ng 518 and deport ng 120. So umaasa pa po tayo, inaasahan pa po natin na marami pang batches of deportation in the next few weeks upon release of their travel documents and receipt of their outbound tickets and clearances. Another batch of 150 Chinese nationals are set to be deported as well sa susunod po na linggo. And nakapag-approve po ang BI ng voluntary deportation of another 45 POGO-related foreign nationals. So, summary po ng figures, out of the 33,863 remaining in the Philippines is 11,254. Arrested POGO for 2025, which is the start of the arrests natin, itong 11,254, is 518. May sumurrender po sa atin, 45, at ang na-deport po natin is 121. So for our way forward, ayoko lang pong masunog pero may mga susunod pa pong major operations ang BI together with PAOCC. Director here is knows it, so we can't divulge siguro the information pa, and other local law enforcement agencies. Nag-initiate na rin po tayo ng talks with embassies to expedite the deportation proceedings. And the fastest po deportation for POGO-related foreigners was 2 weeks. So talagang we expedited the deportation of these foreign nationals kasi ayaw natin din nananatili sila ng matagal dito because we would have to spend for their detention. Of course, kumakain, may logistical costs yan. We are also conducting strict arrival formalities against foreign nationals who were involved or likely to engage in illegal POGO operations in the country. So nabanggit na natin kanina yung data dyan. We are initiating or initiating legal action against POGO employers who failed to comply with the deadline being considered. Kasi tandaan po natin, hindi lang po ito isang individual, ito po ay marami. So ang mga kumpanya nila na nagpetisyon sa kanila ay may responsibilidad na siguraduhin na sila ay legal na pumasok, legal na manatili, at legal na aalis. Hindi po maaari na basta na lang sila nag-iwanan sa ere. They still have that responsibility and we're studying filing cases against them for the breach of this responsibility. And then we are also conducting strict assessment of foreign nationals sa pag-grant po natin ng working visa kasi there might be companies and we are investigating companies that are fronts for illegal POGO. So maaring nagpe-pretend na isang manufacturing company, isang BPO, but is actually an online gaming company. So we are also investigating some companies that are suspicious with their operations. So just to close ang presentation ng BI, we are not tolerating and we will not tolerate online gaming here in the Philippines. Tayo po ay nakikipag closely coordinate with law enforcement agencies, with PAOCC and BI and PNP to ensure that the order of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to ban POGO operations in the Philippines is implemented and foreigners involved in POGO and scam hubs have no place in the country. Hindi po natin tinatanggap yung pananatili nila dito. We have long tolerated their stay here in the Philippines and we have seen that marami na ang kanilang social cost. Yung pananatili na nila dito ay may social cost, may negative impact na sa community, and we support the move of the President to ban POGOs here in the country. So ang BI po, together with other law enforcement agencies, ay relentless in arresting and deporting illegal POGO workers. And we also want to stress that individuals who coddle illegal POGO workers will face cases for harboring illegal aliens. Kakasuhan din po natin yung mga nagkukup-kup dito sa mga POGO workers na ito. And tuloy-tuloy yung ating fast and weekly arrests and deportations. Yun lamang po. Salamat and good morning.
Thank you, Director Casha and Ms. Dana. We're now opening the floor to questions. Kat Domingo, ABS-CBN.
Good morning, ma'am. May we know the top countries na destination ng mga Filipinos na nire-recruit to POGOs and how many Filipinos were barred entry from these countries?
Usually po, they are not being barred entry, papapunta po dun sa mga bansang yon. But we have noticed a trend, Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, yun po yung ilan sa mga bansa that our kababayans go to. And we noticed that they have POGO-like operations. But hindi limited ito dito sa mga bansang ito kasi sometimes many of our kababayans would transit from one Asian country to other Asian countries just to make it seem like it's a regular vacation or a travel. We have also received intelligence information that ito pong mga scam hubs na to are expanding their reach and are trying to open similar operations in other countries as far as the Middle East. Yun yung nakuha po natin na information. So, we are quite worried about this trend kasi hindi lang ito trend sa Pilipinas, hindi lang ito natin dito nakikita. But we have also discussed this with other ASEAN immigration leaders, and it is something that is being observed already in some Asian countries and is already posing a problem to the region.
And what is the Philippines and other ASEAN countries doing to ensure that loopholes will not be present, or to avoid instances of Filipinos and other nationalities flying to these POGO hubs?
Yes, I cannot answer for the other countries, but what we do is we share intelligence information about the operations of these syndicates. Marami tayong nabigay na information sa kanila doon sa mga nakukuha natin on the ground, since meron tayong mga na-observe dito at nakikita dito. At many of our kababayans are being tricked into joining and being part of these scam hubs. So we give them intelligence information, and at the same time, we continue our formalities po sa ating mga paliparan to make sure yung mga kababayan natin ay hindi nabibiktima ng ganito pong mga syndicates. What we also try to maximize is sending out the information about these POGO-like operations na they exist abroad. Their offers are not real. So we want people to know and understand, malaman nila na sindikato po ito. At yung mga nakikita po natin sa palabas ay nangyayari po sa totoong buhay. May show dyan sa Netflix na ganyan. Totoo po yun nangyayari na yon. Nung napanood ko yon, medyo kinilabutan ako kasi yun ang kwento nung mga na-repatriate na kababayan natin. Ganun exactly yung kwento nila. That's why we want to send the message out to people not to fall prey to these types of syndicates.
Shona, you, People's Journal.
Ma'am, what's the ultimatum of the government sa 11,000 POGO workers? And also, if you have maybe a ballpark figure as to how many POGO illegal workers are in the country?
Ultimatum was long done, December 31. The ultimatum was for them to leave. So lahat po ng hindi umalis ay for deportation and blacklisting. Wala na pong excuses for that. Deportation and blacklisting. Sorry, but they were given enough time, actually more than enough time to downgrade and leave the country. That's from July all the way to December 31. Napakahaba po nung period na yon for them to cease operations and downgrade their visas. So wala na po talagang excuse for them not to comply. And what's the next question?
Do you have maybe figure kung ilan ang illegal POGO workers?
Illegal POGO workers, actually yung 11,000 plus na yun are considered illegal already. Since they started legal, but the time that they did not leave, but the time that they did not leave ng December 31, automatic illegal na po sila.
And also, ma'am, do you have knowledge or doon sa whereabouts ni former presidential spokesman Harry Roque? Is he still in the country or nakalabas na ng bansa?
Unable to share information po ngayon at this moment, but we do have intelligence information on his whereabouts. Meron po tayong mga counterparts that are giving us intelligence information about it. But siguro we will submit the information po sa proper authorities at the proper time.
He is still in the country.
Unable po to share information at this point.
Christian Yusores, Radyo 630.
Good morning, sir. Kay Director Casio po. Sir, last month nabanggit ni Yusek Gilbert Cruz na may mga LGU officials na inireklamo for negligence and failure to address yung POGO within their areas. May numero ba yun, sir? On possible ba nadagdagan yun?
So far, we have filed a graft case against PORAC Mayor Jean Capil, and 9 other LGU officials. And of course, we filed cases against Alice Leal Guo. Now, among the cases that we are building up are also cases to be filed against LGU officials of Bamban. We're also contemplating on filing graft charges and qualified trafficking in persons complaint against some other government employees, officials, no? Likewise, we're going to file environmental crimes violation against the officials of Zone U1 and Bamban LGU as well. So, with regards to the other LGU officials that we're investigating, together with the DILG, we're investigating the LGU of Lapu-Lapu City, where the Tourist Garden Hotel was located. That's the city mayor of Lapu-Lapu City, Mayor Ahong Chan, and other officials of his LGU. Likewise, we are doing case build-up against some local chief executives here in the metro, because a good number of the POGO that we have raided in the last few months were located here in Metro Manila.
May specific, mababanggit niyo ba, sir, kung anong specific areas within the metro, yung mga possible na...
You could always look at Google where most of these raids in Metro Manila were conducted.
Okay po.
So obviously, the LGU, the local chief executive in that particular location is also being investigated.
One last, sir. So sa ngayon, sir, gaano kalawak pa yung nakikita nyo na POGO operations despite yung policy natin? Significantly po bang nabawasan o parang lumala pa siya pero mas nahihirapan lang tayo ituntun dahil into smaller groups na yung operation nila?
Well, considering that we have a whole of government approach in the fight against illegal POGOs, we have the Immigration, Department of Justice, the PNP, NBI, and the other law enforcement agencies. I think the 10,695 individuals that are still hiding in the country, medyo alam na namin kasi kung nasaan sila. Kaya lang there are certain challenges that we are facing, nabanggit na nga po ni Ma'am Dana. Kung nahuli natin biglaan sa loob ng 2 buwan, yung 10,695 and we deport 200 every week, saan po namin i-house initially ang mga ito? Then, of course, we have to secure the necessary legal documents, search warrants, mission orders, and so on and so forth. But rest assured, we have a good knowledge of where they are located. A good number of them are actually hiding in plain sight. You see them in your local convenience stores, your local malls, and so on and so forth, congregating in Macapagal Avenue. So they're all over here in Metro Manila and many urban centers all over the country. Gaya ng sabi niya ni Ms. Dana, antayin na lamang po ninyo yung mga sunod-sunod naming operations. Nagpahinga lang po kami ng BI kasi remember Feb 13, dalawang operation ang kinandak namin ng Feb 13, Feb 14, then Feb 17. So sunod-sunod po. So just give us a little room to breathe.
Sam Medinilla, Business Mirror.
Good afternoon. For Sir Casio po, magfa-follow up lang po ako dun sa previous na question regarding ko. Ilan po bali yung total LGU officials na naharap for possible POGO involvement?
Ang nabanggit pa lamang po natin ay una si Bamban Mayor nga po, no? Yung LGU ng Bamban ay meron po tayong case build up ongoing. Hindi lang po yung nakahabla na po si Guwaping or si Alice L. Guo, maging yung ibang mga miyembro, yung mga kasalukuyang alkalde, vice-alkalde, at tsaka yung mga miyembro ng konseho na nag-approve doon sa permit ng Sunyu One Technology, maging yung kanilang BPLO officer at saka yung kanilang mga legal officer at saka yung municipal administrator. That's for Bamban. Now, with regards to PORAC, ongoing na po, nakapag-file na tayo ng cases ng graft laban kay Mayor Jean Capil at sa siyam na iba pa. Ngayon, doon naman po sa Lapu-Lapu City, ongoing pa po yung case build-up and we're waiting for the result of our case build-up against Mayor Ahong Chan and the other officials of his LGU.
For Metro Manila, sir?
For Metro Manila, we are looking at one major city here in Metro Manila. Unfortunately, I could not divulge the details of the case build-up. No? But you can always read between the lines kasi sunod-sunod na po yung raid sa kanyang teritoryo.
Ano po, sir, yung involvement usually ng mga local officials na may link doon sa POGO? Paano sila na link?
Usually, kapabayaan po ito eh. Diba? This is a failure of their BPLO to conduct their visitorial and regulatory powers. Ang LGU po ay isa sa may pinakamalawak na visitorial at regulatory powers, kaya hindi po sapat na kadahilanan yung sasabihin ng alkalde na hindi ko alam, wala akong alam. Lalo kung sunod-sunod yung mga POGO, illegal or legal man na napapasara sa kanyang nasasakupan.
For Ma'am Dana na lang po. Ma'am, paano po yung nakakalabas yung mga na involved dun sa POGO workers? Ano pong ginagamit nilang visa? Tsaka kung ano po, na-mention po nila na may mga countries na parang target yung mga Filipinos na involved. May stricter screening process ba tayo dun sa mga papunta dun na Filipinos?
Doon sa mga Pilipino po na lumalabas that are recruited in POGO-like operations abroad, usually po niyan turista sila lumalabas in the guise of regular tourists. If you look at their profile, you look at their background, napakagaganda po ng mga backgrounds nila kasi ang target po nitong mga scam hubs or POGO-like operations na to ay yung mga may mga background in BPOs. So ito po ay mga nakapagtapos sa magagandang paaralan, meron pong magagandang trabaho dito, and marami po sa kanila ay may mga biyahe na, but you know, yung mga kabataan po, they like exploring and trying out new things and are enticed to offers that they see online. And yun nga, they end up in scam hubs. Ito pong mga nare-recruit na ito, meron po tayong mga nakukuhang information na may recruitment ongoing inside BPOs. So yung mga nagtatrabaho sa mga call centers, mga BPOs, meron pong mga kakunsyaba itong mga scam hubs abroad that are embedded inside BPOs that recruit yung mga empleyado doon para lumabas po ng bansa. Apart from that, yung marami din na nare-recruit on social media. Merong mga Facebook groups, ang pangalan po ng mga Facebook groups, POGO Hiring Abroad, POGO Work Abroad. If you search that, marami po mga Facebook groups na ganyan that offer POGO-like work sa iba pong bansa. And ang target nila din, yung mga BPO workers as well as yung mga dating Pilipino na workers po ng POGO dito. Doon po sa mga nare-repatriate, although I cannot give detailed information, but meron po doon sa mga nare-repatriate na mga dating POGO workers dito. After nung stint nila sa POGO work dito, mga Pilipino po ito, after ng POGO work nila dito, they would leave the country and go to the other operations in other country. At doon naman po sila mabibiktima at mare-repatriate po sila dito. So yun po yung mga nakikita natin na trends ngayon when it comes to Filipinos that are being victimized by these similar operations.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Maricel Halili, News 5.
Hi ma'am, magandang umaga. So ibig sabihin mga young professionals po yung karamihan sa nare-recruit, no? Ma'am, do we have data kung ano yung naging trend dito sa scam after nung December na deadline natin?
Actually, the modus remains. I don't think nag-shoot up siya or tumaas siya kasi karamihan po when we look at the figures, majority naman po ng mga online gaming workers have left the country. It's just that may naiwan na mga remnants nitong online gaming. So I don't think it's as big as an industry in the Philippines as it was before. But that's why since wala na silang masyadong operations dito sa Pilipinas, they are expanding to other countries. And yun nga po, dahil they are expanding to other countries, isa sa mga nabibiktima naman ngayon, yung mga kababayan naman natin na lumalabas po ng bansa.
Eden Santos, Net 25.
Thank you, Sec Dale. Clarification lang po muna. Yung pong 11,000 plus na natitira, no, ngayon ay 10,695 na lang po yon. So, since marami pa po yung nandito, at sabi niyo naman po, identified naman silang lahat, meron po ba tayong deadline kung hanggang kailan natin sila dapat na ma-deport? Since alam naman po natin na itong POGO ay kasama sa mga campaign issue po na palaging binabanggit ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. sa mga kampanya na po ng Alyansa ng Bagong Pilipinas. Meron po bang bagong order ang Pangulo para ma-wash out na lahat itong mga POGO at mga illegal POGO workers na ito dito sa Pilipinas?
For the BI po, it's a year-round activity. Priority po natin ito ngayon. Actually, doon po sa announcement po ng ating Pangulo, once he announced that, agad-agad po nag-conduct tayo ng mga operations. And ang target po natin, by at least mid-year, majority po nitong 11,000 na ito ay napadeport na natin ng Pilipinas.
Maricar Sargan.
Good morning. Kay Sir Casio po, last Saturday News Forum nabanggit ni Executive Director Gilbert Cruz na tinitingnan na rin daw po ng PAOCC yung online betting sa money payment app na GCash. Can you elaborate po regarding this?
Yes, ma'am. Kung maalala po ninyo, together with BI, we raided a loan shark / online betting platform doon sa Silang Cavite nung nakaraang buwan. At nakita po namin na yung kanilang modus po doon is basically online betting through financial technology, fintech. No? So dito sa atin, ang fintech po natin, dadalawa po yan. Dalawang major fintech. One is GCash and one is Maya. We're studying the possibility na maaring nagagamit po yung mga fintech na ito bilang gaming platforms and or payment platforms. So we would like to coordinate with fintech, GCash and Maya nang sa gayon ay hindi po magamit yung kanilang platforms sa ganitong mga uri ng mga scamming activities.
Follow up lang po kay Ma'am Dana naman. Ma'am, pwede po ba namin malaman magkano na po yung nagastos ng gobyerno sa mga pagpapadeport and yung everyday na gastos sa mga nahuhuling mga POGO worker?
Tough question. Mas alam ng PAOCC yan kasi mas marami silang gastos sa amin. Pero ang budget for each ward is 70 pesos per day. Yes. And then yung ating costs naman for the ticket and all is shouldered by the individual or the assistance through the embassy. So hindi po gobyerno ng Pilipinas yung gumagastos for their ticket, for the cost of their deportation from the Philippines.
I think I have a rough figure. We're able to spend 35 million pesos every 4 months. That includes 35M. 35M for every 4 months. That includes food, water, electricity, security officers, and so on and so forth. Lahat po ito, logistics and or administrative cost. So 35 million per month. We started raiding last May 4 of 2023. We're now at February 19, roughly 2 years na po. So we may have spent already, give and take, 210 million pesos to end this problem. But if you take a look at the amount and the amount of items that we have seized, properties and all, so we could be, depending on the market valuation to be conducted by the Anti-Money Laundering Council, we could have already gained anywhere between 20 to 30 billion pesos worth of real estate properties, fungible items, cars, name it. So, inaantay pa po natin yung evaluation, but it's going to happen in the next 2 weeks kasi nagbigay na po ng order yung Executive Secretary for the AMLC to conduct the market valuation of all items seized.
Katrina Domingo, ABS-CBN.
Thank you. Sir, follow-up lang po. Didiretsuhin ko na, no? Most of the POGOs that were raided in Metro Manila are in Pasay City. What cases do you expect or are possible to be filed against Mayor Emmy Calixto Robiano? And how soon can these cases be filed?
Well, we're conducting an investigation together with the Department of Justice and the DILG on the possible culpability of the LG officials of this particular city, Pasay City. Because as I have mentioned, the very first raid that we conducted was SK Revendel, that was in P. Zamora. The second was Sunyuan Technology, that is in corner FB Harrison and William Street, also in Pasay. We also conducted a raid in Kimber High Technology, that's also in Pasay. That's the 3D analyzer POGO. We also conducted lately a raid inside Heritage Hotel, in Pasay. Although the local chief of police has always been with us in the fight against illegal POGO, but we're taking a look at the possible culpability, criminal liability of LGU officials, primarily those in the issuances of the mayor's permit, the BPLO certificates, the business permit, so to speak. So we have not yet reached a conclusion together with Department of Justice and the DLG on how to proceed, but the case build-up is already ongoing. It's there.
Sir, may target end po nung investigation?
No, we don't set targets, ma'am, because it will be dependent on the evidence that would be presented during investigation.
Sir, last na, Heritage Hotel, meron po bang possible closure or suspension of their license due to the POGO raid there?
Nabanggit na po yesterday ng Executive Director, Undersecretary Gilbert Cruz, that we're taking a look at the criminal liability of Heritage Hotel. Kung napapansin po ninyo nung nakaraang mga taon, we didn't only go after the actual POGO personalities. We proceeded with civil forfeiture because we have to make sure na managot din po yung may-ari ng mga properties. We have to hurt them where it hurts most, their pockets, their wallet, nang hindi na po nila mapagamit yung kanilang mga properties sa ganitong mga illegal na gawain. So yes, we will definitely do a case build-up against the Heritage Hotel and its administration, its owner, so to speak.
Okay, last question. Ann Soberano, Bomborazo.
Sir, good morning. Ma'am, pwede kay Sir Kasha or kay si Ma'am. Ma'am, sa recruiters po nitong mga BPO workers and call centers, may identity na po ba tayo nito? May lead na po ba tayo? Kung sino-sinong mga ito, are they mga Filipinos din or foreigner? At may nahuli na po ba tayo?
Sa procedure po natin sa paliparan, pag may nade-determine tayo na trafficking case, we turn over the individual sa Interagency Council Against Trafficking. So andyan po ang DOJ at ang NBI. Ang NBI po ang magpapatuloy ng investigation to locate, mahanap po, maimbestigahan yung mga recruiter ng mga biktimang yon, and ang DOJ po ang magtutuloy nung kaso against the recruiter. So far po, meron pong mga nahuli at naaresto at nakasuhan. So nagpapasalamat din po tayo sa other members of the IACAT kasi napakalaking bagay po nun sa atin. Kasi kahit mag-intercept tayo na mag-intercept, maghapon dyan sa paliparan buong taon, kung ang recruiter nila ay nandyan pa din, nananatili, hindi titigil yung recruitment. Lalong-lalo na alam natin na nag-expand pa itong mga POGO-like companies na to sa iba't ibang bansa. That's why parang lumalaki pa yung market. Kaya we're thankful na nakakasuhan kasi hanggat walang nakakasuhan, walang nakukulong, lumalakas ang loob ng mga recruiters.
May numbers po ba, ma'am? Kung ilan?
Unable lang to answer for IACAT kasi it's under DOJ. Thank you.
I understand Director Casio would like to show something to the media.
Yeah, we have a video presentation on the 8-month target or deadline that we have given ourselves. By ourselves, I mean the Technical Working Group Against Illegal Offshore Gaming Operations. This is basically our roadmap on how we intend to proceed together with BI and the other members of the Technical Working Group in ending this problem. Hopefully by September, we have significantly deported and filed charges against most of these criminals.
2024, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. issued Executive Order Number 74. Shore gaming operations, POGOs, signaling a decisive stand against criminal activities tied to the industry, such as human trafficking, prostitution, money laundering, kidnapping, torture, and murder. Under Executive Order 74, the Technical Working Group to combat offshore internet gaming operations and their associated crimes will be led by PAOCC and the Vice Chairperson from DOJ, and its members will include representatives from DILG, PNP, BI, NBI, AMLC, SEC, and CISA. It is also recommended by PAOCC to include observers from PAGCOR, NTC, DICT, DTI, DOH, and DSWD. The TWG on anti-illegal offshore gaming operations shall 1. Further intensify the crackdown on all illegal POGO IGLs and other offshore gaming operators without the requisite license, authorization, or permit. 2. Facilitate, coordinate, and ensure the immediate investigation of individuals engaged in the offshore gaming industry who are involved in illegal activities and secure their custody through the appropriate law enforcement agency. 3. Ensure the prosecution of violators to the fullest extent of the law. 4. As may be appropriate, initiate and carry out the deportation process of foreigners employed in the offshore gaming industry in accordance with relevant immigration laws, rules, and regulations. And 5. Closely monitor the implementation of the foregoing ban until the complete termination of POGOs, IGLs, and other offshore gaming operators or services. The Commission and law enforcement operations pushed POGO activities from centralized hubs into more covert locations, such as residential areas, business districts, and hotels. Notable incidents include the raid at the Tourist Garden Hotel in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu, another at a hotel and resort in Silang, Cavite, and the discovery of abandoned POGO-related properties in multinational village, Parañaque City. An alarming trend has also emerged. Some canceled POGO operations and former IGLs are rebranding as business process outsourcing, BPO companies, raising concerns about regulatory evasion and exploitation of legal loopholes. PAOCC has been proactive in convening the TWG with various local and national government offices, as well as international counterparts. However, addressing these challenges requires further collaboration and access to global best practices and legal frameworks. Several strategic focus areas have been identified to combat the complex and evolving nature of cybercrime associated with POGOs. These priorities align with insights gathered through consultations with local and international partners. 1. Virtual asset policy and regulation. Gaps in institutional capacities and infrastructure surrounding virtual asset regulation must be addressed. 2. Management protocols for cybercrime cases. Standardized management protocols for investigating and prosecuting cybercrime cases are essential to improve consistency and efficiency. 3. Collaboration with the international community. Given cybercrime's transnational nature, global cooperation is vital. 4. Operational templates for scam facilities. Developing operational templates to combat smaller, decentralized scam hubs is imperative. 5. Institutional capacity building. Tailored training and enhanced resources are necessary for government institutions to strengthen their ability to address cybercrime. 6. Development of comprehensive regulatory frameworks. Adapting regulatory frameworks to address emerging technologies and trends is critical for fostering compliance and innovation. 7. Research and advocacy. Ongoing research and advocacy are key to staying ahead of the ever-changing cybercrime landscape. Deepening stakeholders' understanding of these issues can improve policy making and make it more responsive. By institutionalizing robust measures and fostering cooperation at all levels, the government aims to create a safer, more secure environment free from exploiting cybercrime and illegal gambling. These efforts will address immediate concerns and lay the foundation for sustainable long-term solutions to protect the country's interests.
So basically, the last part of the AVP is our roadmap, what we intend to do in the next 8 months. Sana po matulungan nyo kami. And again, I could not reiterate the usual call that I say during my interviews. We're seeking the help always of the LGU. They should be our partners. They should be partners of the national government in this fight kasi hirap po kami. Sabi nga ni ma'am, 10,000 pa yung hahabulin namin. Kung hindi namin katuwang ang LGU, they should be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Thank you very much po.
Okay. Sir, may habol lang po na 2 questions. One from Von Aquino of GMA.
For Ma'am Dana, Ma'am kasi parang weird lang nababalik pa sila doon sa ganong klase ng trabaho. Yung mga Filipinos na lumilipat sa ibang bansa. So paano ba sila ulit na-entice dito considering na alam natin na may torture, 'di ba? Meron ding pagkukulong sa kanila. So paano ba yung trick na ginagamit nitong mga illegal POGOs nito?
Maganda yung offer. So, ang offer sa kanila, BPO. Ito, may na-receive lang ako yung isa sa mga sinearch nung kasamahan ko. Working abroad, urgent hiring, CSR, Cambodia. Direct hiring for Filipino workers, position, customer service representative. So, customer service representative yung offer sa kanila. Pero pagdating doon, ibang klaseng customer service representative, scamming pala. The offer is like 50,000 a month, which is higher than the rates that they would be getting here. Nakalagay dito, knowledge lang ng basic computer. First time is welcome. Free accommodation, free food, free hygiene kit. Day off twice a month every 2 weeks. Confidence is key. Yun lang ang kailangan mo, confidence
Technically,
lang.
hindi nila alam na POGO workers sila.
They would risk it. Ang nangyayari is merong mga nagpapatunay na okay to. Yun yung pinaka nila, parang middleman. Yes. Yung pinaka middleman, it's not really a recruiter per se, but parang brand ambassador that would say na maganda tong pinagtatrabahuan ko dito. This is what I get. You should also join us. So the recruitment is not really the Filipino paying the recruiter. They do not pay anything. That's why it's enticing because it's free. Everything is free. Their ticket, lahat. So ikaw as a Filipino, as an aspiring OFW would not have to pay for anything. So it's interesting. But when they get there, ikwento ko na lang din yung nangyayari pagdating nila minsan sa Thailand or other countries, their passports would be taken. Tinatawid sila ng border. Like for example, in the case of Myanmar, itatawid sila ng border, sasakay sila ng bangka. And they would go sa gitna ng jungle. Yun yung lagi kong kinikwento. Sa gitna talaga ng jungle. Ito yung kwento nung mga na-repatriate. Sa gitna ng gubat, merong compound. Dun sa compound na yon, there are parang may 2 areas inside the compound. Sa area 1 is the regular BPO. So they have a regular BPO operations. Sa kabilang building is the scam operations. So you are lucky if you are assigned doon sa regular BPO kasi hindi ka bubugbugin doon. But if you are assigned in the scam hub, bubugbugin ka or sasaktan ka if you do not meet the quota. Ilan dun sa mga na-repatriate reports that they are required by their companies to pay a release fee. Parang naglalaro sa mga 400,000-500,000 pesos na release fee para lang mabayaran yung costs nung kanilang recruitment papunta doon. So it's not really, it's a type of trafficking because it's debt bondage. May utang ka na kaagad. Pero na-entice yung kababayan natin kasi when they go out, nothing, free everything. So wala silang ginagastos. But in reality, it's debt bondage kasi may utang na sila bago sila makauwi ng Pilipinas.
Ma'am, itong mga middleman na to, pumapasok to sa mga BPO o puro online lang ang recruitment nila?
May nakukuha tayong reports na pumapasok sa BPOs at doon nagre-recruit.
So meron na po ba tayong pakikipag-usap sa mga BPO companies para at least matanggal po yung mga yan?
In the ground, siguro yung iyakat yung would be more knowledgeable dun sa mga efforts in coordinating or informing on the ground. Pero sa atin, ang BI dun sa apart from our operations natin sa mga paliparan, we release information ng mga ganito po na na-encounter natin. Lahat halos ng storya ng mga trafficking ng mga ganito nilalabas natin para may awareness yung mga tao kasi nakikita natin na hindi ito maliit na bagay. Medyo lumalaki ito, malaki na ito at lumalaki pa to dahil sa continuous na expansion nitong mga syndicates na ito.
Okay, last question, Eden Santos, Net 25.
kay spokesperson Casio. Sir, malinaw po yung inyong nabanggit na September ang inyong target deadline para ma-deport lahat ito. At sabi niyo nga ay nananawagan kayo sa LGUs na maging part sila ng solution at the problem. Do you consider po yung Pasay na pugad po ng POGO dahil doon talaga karamihan yung mga POGO hub na nare-raid po natin?
It's difficult not to say yes, but let me qualify. The southern parts of Metro Manila has been identified as the locations of most of these illegal POGOs, of most of these offshore gaming operations. The latest operation conducted by the Bureau of Immigration together with the National Bureau of Investigation in the Rayrans Tower, that's within the Asiana Complex. Diyan po sila nagtatago. So that's why we're calling always on the mayors of the cities of Pasay, Parañaque, and Makati. Help us in the fight to rid the country of these POGOs. Because most of the reports that we've been getting are in these cities. We don't want to politicize the problem because this is not a political matter. This is a law enforcement matter. But again, part of the solution of this law enforcement problem involves the decisive actions of the local chief executives of these aforementioned cities, Makati, Parañaque, and Pasay.
Sir, last na lang, bakit po Pasay yung paboritong maging pagtayo ng
Ma'am, I don't have a criminal mind. I could not possibly identify what is lurking in the minds of these criminals why they favor the locations of Pasay, Parañaque, and Makati. But they're there. Yung question ni ma'am, can I address that question? Because we have filed criminal cases also against Filipino recruiters or Filipinos that we have rescued from Miyawadi. So this is in KK Park in Miyawadi. We were able to rescue a good number of Filipinos, PAOCC, together with the Office of the Police Attaché of Bangkok, Thailand, and the Department of Migrant Workers and Department of Foreign Affairs. Napakarami pong Pilipino ang pumupunta doon. So allow me to issue a stern warning to our kababayans. If you see a posting in Meta, or Facebook, or Telegram, or wherever, asking you to go to any of the following countries as CSR, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, I'd rather not go to those places because you have a 50-50 chance of being tortured as estimated, as indicated by Ma'am Dana. 50-50 chance of being tortured. And we have rescued Filipinos and Filipinas who were actual torture victims. We have videos of Filipinos being tortured in Miyawadi na na-rescue namin. And hindi natin kayang sikmurain yung ganong klaseng torture. Now, if someone recruits you to go to Bangkok, Thailand for a supposed CSR-related job, there is a 50-50 chance that you will be transported from Bangkok. Once you arrive in Bangkok, you will be brought to the boundaries of Burma and or Cambodia. We know the horror stories of Chinese actors, models, etc., landing in Bangkok for supposed entertainment jobs but finding themselves in Myanmar. So please do not be enticed by these high-paying jobs because it's not worth the risk. Then lastly, I'm calling on all our Filipino nationals here in the Philippines. If PAOCC arrests you together with foreign nationals in scamming hubs, we will file criminal charges against you. Look at the 114 Filipinas that we arrested in the online lending application. They are still in jail, awaiting their ability to pay the bail because we have filed 5 criminal charges against 114 Filipino nationals for being involved in scamming. Ang magkanong piyansa? 250,000 pesos. So hindi po sapat na dahilan ng sabihin na naghahanap buhay lang kami kung ang hanap buhay mo ay gumawa ng krimen. Yung nahuli po natin 15 Pilipina nakasama nung 6 na Koreano doon sa Heritage Hotel, we have decided already yesterday that we will file charges against all of them for this to be a stern warning, a very strong message to all Filipinos na pag kayo ay nakisabwat doon sa mga foreign nationals na nagsasagawa ng scamming, iahabla kayo at makukulong kayo. May pananagutan sa batas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po, Director Castro at Spokesperson Sandoval. Dito na po nagtatapos ang ating press briefing ngayong araw. Maraming salamat Malacanang Press Corps at magandang umaga po.